I mean, what's a camera for if you don't have photographs to show, right? It's all about shooting. Okay, the pointer is not working now. There it is. So I went to the bird part, shot this image, and I want to see how scary it is. Let me just check if there was an image before this. Oh, there was no image. This is the first image. All right, next. Okay, it's stuck here. All right, there it is, the scary eyes. This was the crop from the previous horn view image. So you can see how scary it is, the details of the camera, right? Moving along, I shot a friend of mine at a cafe. She was willing to be my model of the day. Unfortunately, she couldn't come today. And yes, it performs well. Great colors, great sharpness, great autofocus, everything that a great camera should be. Moving along. Okay, the pointer is acting up on me now. More macro shots. The thing about why it's so difficult to stabilize a macro shot is that even with just 1 millimeter movement in front or away from the subject, just 1 millimeter, the whole thing will be out of focus. That's how critical it is. And I do not have steady hands. So for me to be able to take this shot single-handedly is quite an amazing feat. And this is just a normal shot of, a gentleman's attire. But look closely, right? This was taken at ISO 12,800. This is considered a high ISO shot. And zooming in, you can see that a great amount of detail is still being captured. Right? Amazing. Now I went to Taipusan, of course. How many of you went to the Taipusan a few days ago? None? No one? No one interested? Okay. There was a flock of photographers there. And this was one of the shots taken nearby the river. I was using the 4150 Pro lens as well. Autofocus was amazing. Moving on. Taipusan looks painful, but I think they can bear the pain. No problem. Yep, low light condition again, ISO 6400. Right, this is just leading up to the cave from the outside. Just before the stairs climbing the 222 steps. No problem, the camera can handle well. Autofocus and image quality. Yeah, this is one of the devotees in trance, so they were smoking a lot. Right, just some detail shots, and that's him. And just to show how quick and how accurate the focus was, just zooming into the eye. You can see how scary that was. You can see all the details of the eyelid. Just amazing. Yep. Water splashes against the morning golden light. Unfortunately, the lighting was a little bit flat this time around. And they, of course, get their heads shaved before they go in. Ooh, there was a jump. Back. And of course, KL Tower shot from a distance. Right, in terms of general camera usage, handling, it was very, very well thought out. The camera felt very balanced on hand, autofocus was snappy, and I didn't miss any shots. Image quality came out amazing. I didn't even actually edit anything. All the images you've seen so far are straight out of the camera. Alright? So it was as good as it was, straight out of the camera without any tinkering at all to the images. That's how good it was. Alright, so that was about the image quality. Two parts I've already mentioned. The first one was about the amazing 5-axis image stabilization. The second part was about the splash proof, and of course I mentioned about the general conditions of the camera in shooting, practical terms. Now we move on to the last part for this presentation, which is the OMD movie. Now when I first heard of OMD movie, what I thought of was that Olympus is going to make a movie about Olympus. So that was what came to my mind. When I realized that they're not going to make a movie, I thought that, oh, it's a camera feature, so there might be a button in the camera they can press to automatically make the image or your movie look amazing. And then I realized, oh, okay, I was completely wrong to make all the assumptions. So what is OMD movie? So think of filmmakers, think of videographers, think of cinematographers, people who shoot a lot of video. why DSLRs are so popular. Why people use DSLR to shoot video? Because they give you very good image quality, because you can interchange lens. We can do that with our cameras. But if you use a conventional DSLR, you will need to invest in the stabilization system. You have to buy Steadicam, you have to get a very good tripod, you have to get sliders, you might even need a very expensive and huge gyro stabilizer, which you are seeing all these equipments, right? So most of the time, it does restrict your movement. Yes, it gives you the stability that you need, but they are heavy, they are cumbersome to set up, and most importantly, they are very expensive. They might cost even more than all your cameras and lenses combined. So we say, no, we don't need this. We're not going to use this. We give you a solution. We introduce handheld cinematic quality experience with our OMD EM5 Mark II. This is what we call the OMD movie. Basically, the OMD movie is just about shooting a cinematic quality video just by using handheld. All thanks to our amazing 5-axis image stabilization system, which I have explained to you lengthily earlier. Alright, so we do not have a 4K video implemented in our camera, right? I know to some people it might be a letdown, because a lot of people think that 4K is the future. We are not here to tell you 4K is not the future, but we are here to tell you that we are offering a unique solution. Think about it. If we produce a very high-spec camera, 3 months or 6 months or 1 year down the road, someone's going to come with something better. We will never win in terms of specification war. It's like a megapixel or high ISO war. The numbers will just get ridiculous. People will just keep competing and competing, but we're offering a unique solution, a unique alternative for the video shooters, our 5-axis image stabilization system that you can use freely, shooting in total freedom without the need of any stabilizers. That itself is something very, very powerful. You will realize that when we show you the short films later. Alright, I'm going to show you a video. So this will actually be the comparison between the 4K movie. The 4K screen will be on the left, and the OMD EM5 Mark II's video footage, the Full HD, will be on the right. So you see the comparison, one is stabilized, the 4K is not, and the video on the right will be stabilized. Right, back to chicken to roll the video. Is the mic back up? Yes? Yes, it is. Okay, from the video just now you can clearly see that, I know it's a bit choppy, didn't really know what happened when I tested it was perfectly fine. You can see that the previous video that the EM5 Mark II is very, very well stabilized, right? In comparison to a 4K video, which gives you amazing resolution, but the resolution means nothing if it's already being shaken. That's the main message of that video comparison. Now, this is just a quick screenshot to show you of the improvements that we have made in the video, that a lot of demands and requests have been made to Olympus. Now you can change the frame rates. We have 24p, 25p, 30p, 50p, and full 60p, shooting at even the highest HD resolution of 1080. Alright, this multi-frame is something that is in very, very high demand from the users. And there is also an option to shoot all intra. Right, this is something very, very useful for very serious cinematographers. Moving on. Now, I'm not going to go through all the features. I know you're going to sleep if I do. So, one of the very, very impressive things that I find when using this EM5 Mark II is that a lot of things can be controlled via the touch panel, right? The full manual control, the autofocus selection point, the mirroring, the exposure, anything. Even the continuous focusing changing to, everything else, everything can be done from the touch screen itself, which is very useful, right? And of course, these are other things as well. Focus peaking can now be used while recording video. That's one. And you can shoot more than 4 gigabytes. Of course, that's no longer the limit when you're recording video. And of course, there's a full HDMI monitor out from the video while you're recording. Alright, that is all from my part. This is only part 1, we will come back for more. There are many more exciting parts coming after this, of course. I will leave you with a video. This is something that we call a happy video. And after this, we will have very, very exciting premieres of short films from our local filmmakers. But I'll let that description come to Macy. And let's roll this video first over to Chicken. Thank you very much.